This is a small Lancashire town in a desperate search, where no one wants to give up looking. Tonight, search teams in the dark and rain responded to a community call out. Wading into the river close to where Nicola Bulley's phone was found, they pulled out what looked like a green chair. But police are appealing for any new information.
Do you know if Nicola's injuries were typical of a drowning victim?
No, I've got no. I can't comment on that. I mean, drowning victims normally we don't have injuries. Normally, I've never had injuries on a drowning victim. Normally, we retrieve them. You get fluids out the nose and out the mouth, but they're not unless they've hit things underwater. You wouldn't expect to see injuries on a drowning victim. No, unless they've fallen from a great height, then you could have head injuries. But that's why these things are always sealed off as potential crime scenes. You've got to look.
Yeah.
But both lungs were, you're going to say, hypervolumy, which means they were enlarged in volume, and when you touch them, they are crapis. Which means that you can feel the crepitations of the lungs, which is trapped water. The lungs met at the midline. They retained the shape when they were moved from the cavity wall. So that just means that they were normal, really. I think the weight's the same. The weight's what they should have done.
There was fragments of dirt and mud in the back of the throat. The throat was intact and no sign of injury. And then they went down the throat to the larynx. And there was all flecks of dirt below the vocal cords. So they do say with the flecks of dirt below the vocal cords, it is common of someone when they're breathing in water.
Yeah.
Yep. So the lungs
Oh,
were normal weight. So the right side of the lung contained 150 millilitres of fluids, and the left
Oh.
side contained 50 millilitres. If you're breathing in fluid like water,
You think it
how-
would be equal, really,
Yeah.
if you're just breathing it in, wouldn't you?
Policing investigation that was sadly correct in its hypothesis all the way along, in which officers predicted correctly, very sadly, even the day that Nicola's body would tragically be found,